We eat with a lot more than just our mouth. We eat with our eyes, we eat with our ears, we eat with our fingertips, we eat with our heart. And anybody who calls me up and says, what herb do I take for diabetes or heart disease or cancer? There's no answer to that, because you can't heal something just by eating something or taking anything in. What magic modality do I do? Do I do yoga, or do I do meditation, or do I do this magic electro whiz-bang thing? It's not what you take in, it's what you get rid of is really the answer. The answer is, if you've got something wrong with you, in your relationship, in your health, in your business, just whatever it is in your life, stop doing what's causing the problem. It's not like, what do I hide it with? Like, what Band-Aid do I stick on the problem? That's what a lot of people don't understand. There isn't something you can take. There isn't something you can buy. There isn't a course that you can pay money for that tells you what herbal product or anything to get rid of your problem. The answer is, stop doing what's causing it. People will what would that be? You know, it's common sense. And this is why I wrote the book, Heal Yourself 101, to make it kind of like really easy to understand. But I guarantee you, most people, no matter who you are, we're addicted to certain things. For me, it was always sugar, but you know, try and separate the average person from cheese or bread, and they will get violent on you. You know, you think cocaine and alcohol is bad. Try bread and cheese sometime. Try to go without that for 2 weeks. You know, I look at the raw foodists. What do they do? I wrote the 10 biggest reasons why raw food doesn't work for most people in my book. What do? Look at most of the raw food recipes. It's all desserts. It's all like smoothies with mangoes and sweet stuff, and it's all sugar, sugar, sugar. It's all sweet stuff. So they're transferring. It's a little healthier, but it's not balanced. And there has to be balance in life, which is another subject that I could get into. We can't eradicate all the bad stuff in life. There is balance. This is something that a lot of people have to understand. We can't change the whole world. Like, there always is going to be bad guys. There's always going to be negativity. Like, if you look at nature, nature's like, the answer's in nature. Everything's in nature. If you look at, like, I live in the desert, occasionally there's a fire. It just wipes out the whole desert. Everything's black. You know, it kills things. And then there's a period of ugliness, and then it grows back. But what happens is, when those things get burned, it creates nutrients for the soil. Things give their life, so new life can grow. So what we call negativity or death or bad stuff is really, in the ultimate long sense, for the long picture, is really not that bad. So you have to look at everything for what it really is in the big picture. Anyway, back to the original thing of what the subject is about, and that is living your life to its fullest. Living your dreams. And I guarantee you, for most people, it has nothing to do with food, right? What are we really here for? I mean,
be of service to others.
Okay, I think I think when we go to sleep at night, we want to know that we've done everything we could with what we have, and we have a sense of accomplishment. And you know, the worst thing is to go to sleep at night going, I could have, I should have. And having like that kind of like, oh, if I just should have tried that. Because we don't know how long we live. Doesn't matter how healthy you are. You know, if you get hit by a car tomorrow, it doesn't matter. The point is, did you do everything you could possibly do? Every second you're awake, you're alive. Did you give everything you have to offer to the world in every moment? And that's important. And the other thing is, be at peace. It's not, I think happiness is kind of a side effect, just like money. If you go after it, you're going to chase it away. A lot of people go after money thinking that when they have a lot of money, they can solve all the problems and they're going to be happy. A lot of people go after happiness in whichever way. They eat comfort food, they get a codependent relationship, blah, 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 whatever it is. They buy something materialistic, an object, a house, a car, whatever it is, because they're going after happiness. And they're never happy. I had that. When I was working in Hollywood 20 years ago, I had the house, I had the car, I had the wife, I had the life, I had the money, I had everything, and I wasn't happy, and I was dying. And I gave it all up. I went to the desert, took my clothes off, had my 40 days in the desert, and I started over. And I said, well, actually, I didn't go there to start over. I went there to end it. I said, I don't care if I live anymore because I'm not happy. If I don't have the truth, I don't want to keep going. I'm tired of all the bullshit. I had it. I basically laid there naked on a rock, and I said, okay, if I wake up tomorrow, then that's a miracle because I really don't plan on it. And it happened. And I woke up, and this eagle was flying beautifully across the sky. All these little rabbits and turtles and squirrels and birds were just going about their business. They didn't judge me. They didn't care who I was. I was totally accepted. And I said, my God, this is a whole other way of living. Being in a world where nobody judges you. Nobody expects anything from you. I don't have to answer to them who I am and why I'm doing what I'm doing. I have to pay the money and I have to blah, blah, blah. I didn't have a credit card. I didn't have a driver's license. I didn't have a passport. I didn't have anything. And nobody cared. It was so cool. And I was standing there naked on a rock, and I said, this is the most exciting moment of my life. I was never more turned on than I was standing naked to the world going, this is me. Take it or leave it. It's the greatest moment of your life is the moment before you die. Because that's when you give up. That's when you let go. That's when you stop fighting and you stop resisting and you just accept whatever you are doing. And the trick is to feel that every moment of your life. Forever. That is peace. And when you feel peace, you have strength. And you don't worry anymore because you don't care if you live or die. Now, this is not being irresponsible. This is just being free. You have an inner peace. And when I came back from the desert, I wasn't the same person. People didn't even recognize me. And when people asked me questions, I did something different. I actually said what I actually felt. And it was a little blunt for some people. They couldn't handle it. But it was the truth. It was what I felt in me. Because I didn't care. And when you start coming from that place, people start looking at you like different. They go, wow, this guy's, he's in tune. He's got the truth, and I want to have that kind of strength. A lot of people don't have that kind of strength in them. They tell people, actually most people, tell people what they think they want to hear so they can be accepted, so they can be loved. Because if they're not loved, then we're empty, we're lost, we're alone. I don't want that. But I guarantee you, if you start telling the truth, if you start actually coming from your heart, no matter how harsh it is, whatever you say, if you come from a loving place, and that's the key. You got to come from a loving place. Don't just be cruel to people. But the point is, when you come from that place, people look up to you. They see a strength in you that they don't have. And then you start becoming a leader. And you have power, and you have strength. And I guarantee you, from that moment on, things will start to be handed to you on a silver platter. You don't go after the money. You don't go after the power. You don't go after the relationships. You don't go after anything that you think is going to give you happiness or completeness. It gets handed to you. And all you have to do is to be yourself. That's it. It's that simple.